Joining us now for more is Texas Congressman Pat Fallon. Congressman, good morning. Welcome back to the show. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Rob. Thanks for having me on.
I'm curious what you made of yesterday's hearings. What stood out to you? What did you make of the candor of some of these generals? I thought they were consequential hearings. I thought we learned a lot.
No, Rob, I would agree. I mean, I think it's interesting. There were things that, after talking, I had a 2-hour conversation a few weeks ago with John Ratcliffe, our former Director of National Intelligence. I also talked and spoke with the former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. And they said similar things, but that's not what the Biden administration, or some would say the Biden regime, were saying. For instance, Biden was insisting that he was following all of his generals' advice,
right, and
to draw down to 600 troops, therefore abandoning Bagram Air Base. The truth of the matter was, and we found out yesterday, that the generals were telling him 2,500 at a minimum to hold Bagram and Kabul Airport and the embassy. So somebody is lying, and I think, unfortunately, it was the President of the United States. So I think that was, as you said, very consequential as well. But the buck doesn't, what I'm going to ask today, Rob, is where does the buck stop? Is it the President's responsibility? Is it Central Command? Is it Milley? Will somebody step up and be a man and be responsible for the actions that were taken?
Yeah, there has been absolutely zero accountability, which is shocking. Because on August 26, 13 U.S. service members lost their lives. And then we had that botched drone strike on August 29th, where 10 Afghans, including 7 kids, lost their lives. Zero accountability. What does your colleagues in the House, what do they need to accomplish today?
I think we have to pin them down on some tough answers. I mean, I think there's a lot of hypocrisy that we see, too. Can you imagine if President Trump was in the White House right now and there was a drone strike that killed 10 innocent civilians?
Right.
7, as you said, children. They would be calling for his head, and they would be saying that President Trump was a murderer. Nobody's saying that about Joe Biden. And then I believe, and this is what we're looking at right now, I remember a report of General Milley saying that it was a righteous strike thereafter. They were doubling down on it.
Right.
And then the New York Times shows, the New York Times of all media outlets, barrels down to the truth of the matter that those were 10 innocent folks that were essentially murdered by the United States government. I mean, that's horrific. And again, as you said, where's the buck stop?
Yeah.
Harry Truman had it on his desk, Rob.
Yeah.
And these guys just keep pointing fingers like the damn Three Stooges.
No, that's the second time I've heard that Three Stooges comparison, by the way. I want to play a quick soundbite when it comes to General Milley. This is why he won't resign. Take a listen.
This country doesn't want generals figuring out what orders we are going to accept and do or not. That's not our job. The principle of civilian control of the military is absolute. It's critical to this republic. In addition to that, just from a personal standpoint, my dad didn't get a choice to resign at Iwo Jima. And those kids there at Abbey Gate, they don't get a choice to resign. And I'm not going to turn my back on them. I'm not going to resign. They can't resign, so I'm not going to resign. There's no way.
Nobody wants General Milley to resign because the president didn't take his advice. They want him to resign because of the 13 Americans that died, the 10 Afghanis that died, giving up Bagram Airfield, the botched withdrawal, the drone strike. That's why they want him to resign.
Well, also, he just said he values civilian control of the military. Funny how he didn't value the civilian control of the military when President Trump was in office, that he went behind the president's back, tries to claim now that someone in the Trump administration knew. Well, I'm going to get 5 minutes today. Who specifically knew, General Milley, that you were going behind the President of the United States back to back channel with these Chinese generals and promising that you might tip them off if there was a strike coming? Yeah. That's why he should resign as well. So he only likes civilian control of the military, I guess, when Democrats are in control.
Exactly.
And you know what he really values, Rob? He values those 8 stars on his shoulder.
Yeah.
4 on each one. And that job.
And talking to the liberal media, Congressman, we got to run. Quick question, 5-second answer. I have no time at all. You are not a part of the GOP congressional baseball squad tonight. How are you not on the roster? You played football at Notre Dame. We need you batting 4th.
Next year.
Oh my gosh. Goodness. What do we expect out of your colleague, Jody Arrington, tonight? Can he hit the ball?
Well, he said that he's going to hit 2 home runs and a couple of triples.
I hope so.
I don't think he has a lead.
Republicans have lost 10 of the last 11. We need a W tonight. Hoping that happens at Nationals Field. Congressman Pat Fallon, good to see you again, as always. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. God bless.
All right.